What I learned from this class is that the meaning of life can be interpreted and found in so many different ways. Whether you find meaning in your family, your happiness, your religion, your freedom, or anything else that you can think of, that is meaningful. It's meaningful whether everyone else seeks it out the same way as you do or not. There's definitely not one way to do that. Personally, I'm a very goal oriented person, and that contributes to my happiness as well as my family. So I'd say being happy in whatever I do is meaningful to me. I was curious to hear what my family had to say about this, so I had them reflect on a list of things we talked about in class from all the theories and things, like pleasure, desire, happiness, and so many other things, and to think about the meaning of life and how they pursue it in their lives if they do. And they all wrote things down over the course of a couple of days, and I feel like their responses are going to be focused on their children because as a parent, your life revolves around them. But I actually hope to see more self centered answers, but there is no wrong answer. So, anyway, this is what they had to say.
I believe the meaning of life is different for everybody, but my meaning is to raise my children to become quality people in the world and to contribute more than I did in my time to make it a better place and to be all around better people.
I think the meaning of life to me is being a big sister and happy because it's not about being a hard big sister and about being hard. It's about family and to enjoy your life.
To you.
Um, Happiness, I guess. If you find happiness, I guess, you did it.
The meaning of life to me is finding your true self. Um, for me personally, I think that's being a mom and being a wife. Um, I think a big part of giving yourself meaning is being able to contribute to the world. And to me, doing that as a mom is creating a whole person who's good that'll be able to do good in the world later and not. I think a big part of the world's problem is having so many like bad and like broken people. So for me to create at least one person who's whole and who's good will make my life and the world like more meaningful.
My main mission at this point is to raise my children better than I was, to be better, and to do better than I did, to get more out of life than I did, go further, things like that. Just make it farther than I did, and just they're what makes me me. They're my impression on the world, so they're just my main focus. And yeah, my life is completely devoted to them.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm happy, but I don't know. I guess it's doing what you want to do. Like if I died today, I would be pretty upset because like I never seen Seattle or like Paris or whatever. So it's like I guess it's just doing all the things that you wanted to do, like before you die. I guess.
I think it's to live a life where you accept things as they are and like occurrences and the negative and positive, and trust that they have a higher meaning, kind of.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's my. I don't know.
Do you
So
think
you
it's
could
something
say I
that can
found
be
it.
found?
No. Well, I think you can find it, but it's in yourself. It's not a thing. It's not a person. Like you have to be. It has to be with you. Like your own. It's your own world.
Maybe later, ask me again in like 20 years, and if I did everything, then I'll be like, yeah, I found it.
I don't think I'm quite there yet, but I think that I'm like working towards that path. I think part of finding the meaning of life is finding like the true self, and that's like the ultimate like happy you. So I think I'm along that path, but I don't think I'm quite there.
Yeah. Okay. would you live like this life that you're living up to this point, like today, like over and over again, or would you want something different?
I think I'd live it exactly the same. Because I do, like, truly believe that, like, all the bad things and, like, negative, hurtful things, like, also happen for a reason. Even if we don't see it, like, right then and there, I think at some point in our lives we, like, look at it as a positive thing.
Oh yeah, I would do it for sure. Nelson Mandela said, "Only a true man is a real man if he'll live his life again." Something like that. Like,
I wouldn't say I want my life to have been different, but there are like a few things I would have done differently. Like I would have, maybe tried better in high school. But, that's like it really. I don't know. Everything else, I feel like I've lived a good life. I feel like a lot of people have it a lot worse. So I feel like, if you compare my life to somebody else's, it was pretty easy.
I'm glad their answers were different because the uniqueness of every individual is so important to living meaningful lives. I really wanted to ask the last question because I feel like people say they're happy with their lives until you're asked if you change it, and then you realize this isn't the ideal life. But then again, it's all those imperfections that make life worth living. You don't want to plug into an experience machine, and you don't want a picture perfect life because that isn't meaningful at all.